Now, I tell a lot of people that computers update, especially with Windows, update on Tuesday. Most people don't get them till Wednesday, but Tuesday, that's why it's called Patch Tuesday. If you've ever heard that term, that's when Microsoft puts out their updates. And then, of course, when you're feeding updates to all the computers around the world, it sometimes take a day or two to get to you. You're just in a queue, and eventually it comes through. And I've showed you the Windows update before. You know, you go through your start button, and you go to your gear, and you go into update and security, and then your updates show here. And like I said, it's one of those things that updates are published by Microsoft unless there's an emergency. They're published every Tuesday. And so I tell a lot of people, make sure your computers are on Tuesday and or Wednesday to get the updates. Desktops, not so much of an issue. Laptops, however, is a little bit of a different issue. So something I wanted to show you here is with a desktop, you might want to check your settings. So let's go into personalize, and we're going to go over to lock screens. And this is, you've probably seen this when you sign in. This is your lock screen settings. So you're going to go down to screen timeouts. And of course, for me, the screen never times out. Of course, this is a virtual machine, so it doesn't exactly time out per se. But normally there are other options in here, and this is really, really true for laptops. Desktops will have a sleep setting. In this particular case, the screen turns off and I've got it set to never, but I can set the screen to time out at any time. For desktops, a lot of people will have their screen timed out for about 30 minutes, and that's fine. Screen timeouts are not an issue. Sleep mode is, which is an option that will show up down here. Of course, again, this being a virtual machine, it won't show. In fact, let me see if I can find it on my primary screen. I don't show my primary screen very often, but updates. Nope, we're looking for. Yeah, and I see I have an error. So personalize. This is my main computer. We'll let it load up. Again, I have 4 virtual machines running at any given time. So lock screens, screen timeouts, here we go. So my screen is designed to kick out at 1 hour on my main screen. And then sleep, I have it set to never, because I never want this to go to sleep. For me, because I'm running other virtual machines for remote backup clients and web servers and stuff like that, I never want this PC to go to sleep. But for your personal computers, you can have your sleep mode set for anything except for on a Tuesday or Wednesday night. So if you're using a desktop, just my thoughts, you should never let your desktop sleep. You can allow the screen to turn off, but never let the desktop sleep. On PC or on laptops, you have an additional option because you have a battery. And so you'll see other options here, like when it's plugged in, and then underneath it is when it's in battery mode. Or when it's using battery only. And if you're using battery only, you really need to look at how much time is left on your battery and account for age and so on and so forth. But on those people who are using laptops, under sleep, again, make sure your laptop's plugged in. If you're plugged in, then you can set the sleep mode to never on a laptop. Leave it open on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night. That way those updates install, or at least download and are ready to install. Again, desktops, just set it to never sleep. But on laptops, like I said, when it's set it for when it's plugged into power, never go to sleep. And then when you're plugged into battery, so like you're traveling or you're out and about and you've got your laptop with you, your laptop will go to sleep after a certain time to conserve battery. Most people, though, they've got it automatically set, and that's a different setting in here. And of course, I can't show it because I'm using a desktop. Most other people, they have an option to, if they close the lid, the laptop goes to sleep. But if your lid is closed on your laptop, it will not update because it's not running. It's sleeping. and so it won't do the updates. So just a thought or suggestion for those people who are using laptops, and maybe Wednesday night would be the better choice, but try to remember to leave your laptop open and plugged in and have it set to, when it's plugged in, to never go to sleep on a Wednesday night. That way those updates install. Because if not, even if you have the timings set for your updates, let me get back to here at the Windows updates. So even if you have your timing set that you're active from a certain time, change active hours. So if you even have your active hours set not to install an update between, in my case, is 8 to 5, you can change those to whatever you want. But if you have your laptop set to those, if it is an emergency update that needs to go through because it is a critical security update, Microsoft will cram it on you regardless. Where if you have it set at to run in the middle of the night, if Microsoft pushes an update because it's a critical update, it will go through in the middle of the night and you'll never really notice. If it is something where you're closing your laptop lid or your laptop goes to sleep, the moment you turn it on, it's going to pop up down at the bottom and says, hey, there's a critical update, you need to restart, or it's going to restart it for you and now you have to wait. So if timing is kind of an important thing, especially for like traveling salespeople and business people who are out in the community or in the workplace or out in the field doing work, sometimes those updates, and some of them can be really, really long. The last thing you need is to start a business meeting or a presentation for a new client, and now you have to wait an hour for your computer to install an update, because once it's forced to trigger, you don't have time. You don't get the option to stop it or delay it, or can we do this later? Again, I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, but there is the pause updates. If for laptops, if you're one of those people who are out in the field or, doing presentations and so on and so forth, Monday through Friday, you can, pause your updates and then you can come back and check them, install them on the weekends when you're not so busy. So just something to consider, just things I have learned. And this way, especially on laptop users, and if you've got an older computer, this is especially true. Sometimes those updates, they don't like your computer. Because Microsoft has not fully tested it for every type of computer configuration there is in the world. And yours might be an older one where, we'll catch it later, basically is what Microsoft does. Again, pausing those updates is a good thing to do. And you can pause them up to 35 days. Just be aware that if it's an emergency or a critical update that has to go in now, it doesn't matter if it's paused or not. Microsoft's going to cram it down your throat for your own safety. So just things to know. So anyways, if you found this useful, like, share, subscribe. And yes, I know Google, you have to have a Google account to do that on YouTube, but it is what it is. There is a video. You can put the link on your desktop if you want to, or if you have Facebook, you can go over and like our Facebook page. I post them up there every day also, so you'll get a notification on Facebook, hey, we posted a new video, and you can go look at it. If you have questions, you can give me a call, and I'll do the best I can to answer it over the phone. You guys have a great day. Talk to you later.